here, Al back there. Today we're going to do a 45-minute class, nice, gentle, easy kind of flow, nothing crazy planned. So I have re-sprained my ankle and will not be taking class, hence Al is going to be my student today. So you'll hear my voice, but if you look up to the screen, you'll see him doing all the poses in case you find yourself stuck in something. So let's get started for a nice, easy flow. So we're going to begin in just a comfortable crisscross. Let's bring that left shin in front of the right shin. So with the left shin in front of the right shin, the hands are just going to rest down on the thighs. You could also create a little basket with one palm on top of the other, allowing the thumbs to come to touch. Sit up nice and tall. Feel the shoulders stack over the hips. There's a tendency to lean slightly forward or to allow the tailbone to scoop under and you're leaning back. So try your best to stack your joints. Also, you might need to bring your head back so that the head is stacked right on top of your shoulders. Spine is long. Take a couple of longer breaths here. So coming out of your day-to-day, inhale and exhale, and taking smoother, longer, more purposeful breaths. With your exhales, feel free to even open the mouth and press the arrow in a sigh. Relax through the legs, the thighs, the knees are heavy. And then let's place palms at heart center. Tuck your chin, flutter the eyes open, gaze at the fingertips. Your next inhale sweeps the arms up overhead, and the exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale again, sweep arms up. This time pause, interlace the fingers and send the palms all the way up to the ceiling. We're going to lean a little bit forward in the pelvis as you lift your heart, reach the arms up and back, big breath in, and an exhale. Now reach those arms forward, tuck your chin to your chest and allow the tailbone to tuck under. Inhale again, rock forward, lift up and back, and exhale, round. Again, inhale and exhale. Last one, inhale and exhale. Inhale, sit up tall and take a twist to the right. Let the left hand fall down to that knee and the right arm is going to open all the way up behind you. Now notice if that shoulder is shrugging up into the ear and really let it soften down. You could keep the hand reaching, tent it all the way down behind you if you need that stability, or wrap it around your low back. Gaze is going to shift behind you as you sit up tall with every inhale. Keep the twist, but reach that arm up towards the ceiling again. And take now a side lean. So you're leaning over towards the left. It's almost like a seated variation of gate pose. Keep spinning yourself open towards the ceiling. Now as you come out of this pose, drop that right hand over the left one. So you're sitting up tall, facing forward. Take a hold of your knees. Curl them in as you tuck your chin to your chest and get some space in the upper back. Then rock yourself forward. Keep the cross, but hover your arms off of the legs. So you can take an early eagle wrap if this works for your arms, lifting the elbows, pressing the arms away, or you can just bring forearms into touch. We're going to take one breath to lift up nice and long, and the exhale is to fold forward. So you can really press those arms beyond the legs. For some of you, the elbows might come all the way down to the mat, maybe even the forearms. Try to keep those hips nice and grounded, and you can let the head go. Then the inhale allows you to come back up to a seated position. You can let the arms go nice and wide. And now we're going to take that roll forward. So find your tabletop, hands to the top of the mat. The knees will stack directly underneath your hips. And in here to your first downward facing dog. So you can tuck those toes under. Yep, let the hips rise. Spread your fingers nice and wide and find some movement here, bending into one knee at a time. You can really let the hips follow you, swaying side to side. And then settle into your dog. Notice how Al has a little bend into his knees, which is totally fine. Some bodies allow a bend in the knees so that the hips can lift really high towards the ceiling. Then let's lift the heels really high. Take a breath in. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward, and let the feet come to the top of the mat. Bring those toe mounts towards touch and a little opening at the heels. Release the head to take your first forward fold. And then the inhale is to sweep all the way up to standing. Let the arms rise up overhead. And exhale, hands heart center. Good, we'll find chair pose. So a little bend into the knees, sink the hips, and the arms stretch towards the ceiling. So this is going to be your inhale breath up overhead. Now let the arms go nice and wide like a T shape. Imagine those thumbs could touch behind you, so you're getting very broad in the chest. Squeeze the knees together and take a high twist over towards the left. Try not to let that right hip come forward. Inhale, arms up overhead, face forward. And exhale, take your twist to the right. Inhale to center. And exhale, twist left. Inhale. And exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left, pause in the twist. So you're really going to allow this front arm to extend behind you so you get really open in the chest. Now take that left arm, wrap it around your waist to find that right hip. Right arm up by your ear. Now let's take that side lean over towards the left. So similar shape we were just in. Come back to center. And now let's take a fold. Hands all the way down to the mat. Separate the feet about hips width distance. And we're going to take a walk with the hands over towards the right side of your mat. The right knee is going to bend, but that left knee can begin to straighten out. You might also try taking the instep of that left foot and kind of peeling it away from the mat to get some length down the left leg. And walk yourself back to center. And now take it the opposite way. So hands are walking left. Left knee is the one that's bent, trying to get a straight right leg. And then the last piece could be rolling onto the pinky edge of that right foot. And then take it back to center. You can give a little pedal to the knees or the feet. And then take a step back to your first high plank pose. So palms really grounded. Try to spin the elbow creases forward. Glide a little forward, shoulders past the wrists. Bend the elbows halfway to find your low plank. Upward face, tops of feet press down, pull heart forward. And downward dog, hips nice and high. So just sitting up the dog, fingers wide. Still trying to get those elbow creases spun forward. ankles are spun out of your line of vision. Cool, let's take that right leg in the air, three-legged dog. You can stack right hip on top of left, the knee can bend. Keep that right shoulder facing down though, so you're getting more of a twist. Now lift that back heel as high as you can to give you some space to step right foot forward, top of the mat. And then set it up, the feet really wide apart from each other. 1 foot forward, 1 foot all the way back. And then inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. So over time, and it might not be today, this front thigh wants to become parallel with the mat. So that would be a very wide stance and a very strong quad. So from here, we're going to do the same kind of twisting we did in that chair pose. Let the arms go wide and take a high twist towards the right. Then we come back to center, also straighten that front leg. Good, and exhale again, bend into that knee and take your twist towards the right. Inhale, back to center, straighten up, and we'll go to the right, exhale. We'll take 2 more of those. Inhale and exhale. Last one, inhale and exhale. So pause, take that left thumb, sweep it back, try to meet the right one. Center again, straight leg, arms up overhead. Now let's take the arms and interlace them behind you. So you've got a straight front knee. Extend those knuckles down as you peel apart the front of the body. So lift your heart a little higher. Back heel is still lifted. Sweep those arms back up overhead, re-bend into that front knee. And what you're going to do is take a step forward. So that back foot is going to step all the way forward to meet your front foot and then cross that left foot in front of the right one. And then make some space between the 2 feet, all 10 toes facing forward. You're going to bend into that front knee, sweep the arms up, left palm to the ceiling, right palm to the ceiling rather. Left hand circles that right wrist, reach up, and now take a side lean over towards the left. So back leg nice and straight. Left knee is the one that's having the bend, and the more you bend into that front knee, the more stretch you get along the right side. Good, let's come back to center and rest hands to hips. So walk the feet a little closer together, and we're setting up for an early eagle. So a little bend into both of your knees, and then you can just lift that left foot up to a hover. It can always stay tented, or you work on wrapping around. So find your eagle legs, both knees a little bent. Then the arms find your cactus. Bring forearms into touch, and you can always stay there, or that left one once again goes underneath the right one. And you just try to lift the elbows a little higher and press those forearms away from you to open the upper back. We're going to take 2 rounds of crunches here. So this movement can be as small or as large as you'd like. Take a little breath in to find some lift. And on the exhale, those elbows try to approach the knees. So you bend into that standing leg. Inhale, right back up. Last one. Exhale, take a crunch and pause. Now hover just about halfway off of that top leg and unwind. The left leg is going to fly back into the air, so you've got an eagle arm warrior 3. Unravel the arms wide, tent the fingertips down to the mat, drop those left toes to the back of the mat, and sweep right leg all the way up, 3-legged dog. All right, we've been here before. Let's take that right foot and step it forward, top of the mat. Keep the back heel lifted, come up high lunge. And right into your warrior warrior two, exhale. So I sometimes see in warrior two that the feet aren't separated enough from each other. So you can take a really wide stance here. Gaze over those front fingertips. And now glide forward. Imagine you could reach all the way to the front of your room, right elbow down, left arm up, and then reach that left arm over for your side angle pose. Use the inhale to come right back up, and then windmill your hands down to frame that front foot pause. So you'll lift that back heel up, perfect, but now drop this back knee down so you're in your low lunge. Untuck those back toes. Check that the front knee is over the ankle. You might need to scooch that foot forward. And you've got your low lunge here. If you're comfortable here, you can stay here. Otherwise, you keep those hips low and you can walk the hands up to your right thigh. Furthermore, into a back bend, you basket the hands behind your head. Keep sinking forward and low in the hips. Good, but now lift yourself up and back. Beautiful. As you come back to center, right hand to right thigh, left hand all the way down to the mat. And now sweep that right arm open behind you to find a twist. So you can stay here if this is a good stretch for you. To take it one step further, some of you might be able to pick up that back foot and give a high five to the foot. I don't suggest clawing onto that foot. You want your leg to do a lot of the work. And if it's not happening for you, you just stay, oops, hamstring cramp. Yeah. You can keep reaching that right arm back. All right, let's come forward, two hands inside that right foot. We're gonna stay in this lizard lunge. You can walk the right foot a little wider and keep sinking all the way into the hips. On the palms, forearms could also be an option for you to come down into. If some of you have blocks nearby or pillows because you use them, you could also rest right on your prop. Walk yourself back up to your hands. So similar to what we did before, let's tuck those back toes under to lift off of your knee. Right leg is going to sweep in the air, three-legged dog. On an exhale, see if you can glide forward and tap right knee towards right elbow. And then inhale, three-legged. Now try to tap over towards the left. And inhale, one more each side. Exhale to the right. Inhale. Now listen up. Exhale, left pause. Straighten that leg off the side of the mat. You're coming to a variation of a side plank. So the back foot can drop all the way down. Left hand can sweep all the way up towards the ceiling. And then you can reach that arm forward. Hips high for the last breath. Now we're going to come all the way down to that right hip and spin yourself to face somewhat towards the back of the mat. We're only going to be here for a brief minute. Keep the legs nice and wide in that V shape. Right foot is going to come into that left thigh. We're setting up for gate pose. Arms sweep up on the inhale. Take a twist towards that right knee and drop left hand down. Reach the fingertips nice and tall in your twist, and then take the side lean over towards those left toes. Now you can stay here with the hands, or that left hand can release and slide inside left leg. Yep, don't forget to just keep rotating yourself open towards the ceiling. This is a treat to actually have Al here and do adjustments. I haven't had bodies to adjust in a couple months now. All right, come all the way out of that. You will turn to face the back of your mat. Straighten both of the legs and give them a little bounce and a shake. And we're coming through a vinyasa from here. So you are facing backwards once again. Hands to the back of the mat. Find plank pose. Exhale. exhale into your low plank, upward face, and downward facing dog. Now let's take it out to your high plank pose once again. Well, this time you're going to come all the way down to the mat. So try to slowly pass through a plank pose. And then the toes can untuck. You can move yourself back so your face is directly over the mat if you'd like. So what we're going to do here is prop yourself up on your forearms. So it's like Sphinx pose. It's a nice, gentle, easy back bend. Take a hold of that right knee and let it go out to 90 degrees off the side of the mat. So the heel is going to be under your knee and the knee is coming right out from your hip. Not a favorite pose for the men, but we won't be in it very long. Pull the mat towards you so your chest is puffing forward and intend that right hip down towards the mat. We're going to take this into a twist. Walk the right hand out in front of you, and you're going to thread that left arm underneath. Good. Now continue rolling that right arm all the way open. Take it a roll all the way onto your back. Good. So you've got a spinal twist with, you can keep that left knee still hugged over. And now twist over towards, good, gaze towards the right. Now you're going to keep rolling yourself over so you are flat on your back, returned to your mat. Hug both knees into center, you can give a wrap in. Little rock side to side even. And then take a couple of rolls to come up to seated. So a couple rocks and rolls. And we'll take that same opening shape we found at the very start of class. So this time you'll have your right shin in front of the left one. Take a moment to sit up nice and tall. And inhale to sweep the arms up. Palms to touch, interlace. So take the opposite thumb on top. Press the palms up to the ceiling. A breath in to lift a little higher, and the exhale to tuck and round. Breath in, lift up, and exhale, round. Inhale, and exhale. One more round, and exhale. Come to center and then twist left. Right hand drops down to the knee and the left arm either reaches behind you. Just check in that the shoulder isn't hiked up. It could tense down or wrap around. So choose the pose you found on the first side. And just think about sitting up tall, filling with air, and then exhale, finding your twist. My thighs like to, for some reason, engage here, really squeeze into center. So just try to relax the legs. Left arm will reach up now, so you're still twisting. Take that side lean over to the right. Sit back up, but cross left arm over the right. Take a hold of the knees, and you can pull yourself, the knees up, tuck the tail, tuck the chin. Come forward on the hips again. Keep the cross, but lift your arms. So now you've got that left one on top. You're either finding a full eagle wrap or you're taking the forearms to touch. So start by just trying to lift the elbows and press the arms away. Breath in to lift up, and then the exhale, we're going out and over those legs into a fold. So the elbows, the arms may touch down. If not, that's totally fine. Try to really let the hips sink down. You can let the head get a little heavier. So this is for those outer hips. Big space in the shoulders, bless you. And then carefully walk yourself back up. We'll press the arms wide to release the shoulders, and then take it forward, hands to the top of the mat. We'll step back to a high plank pose. Now, if you'd like to breathe in plank for about 5 breaths and then go to dog, do that. Otherwise, exhale, low plank, upward and downward facing dog. Couple breaths here. If you need to pedal it out, do so. And then inhale, lift heels. Exhale, bend knees, look forward. You can hop forward if you'd like, or just take a step, bring the toe mounds towards touch, get used to that, and fold. Inhale all the way up, big sweep of the arms, Urdhva Hastasana, and hands to heart center, exhale. So now it's chair pose again. You've already got the feet aligned, soften the knees, and extend the arms up overhead. So tailbone is straight down, which means belly button is drawing in. So resist pressing the whole torso forward. Let the arms go nice and wide again. And then now take a high twist to the right to start. Exhale. Good. Inhale, center, arms up overhead. And exhale, take your twist to the left. Inhale. And exhale to the right. Inhale. And exhale, left. Inhale. Exhale, right, and we hold here. So watch that right hip is not coming in front of the left one. Squeeze the knees in. Good. Draw that left thumb back. Now take that right hand, wrap it around your belly, find the opposite hip, left arm up, and take a side lean over towards the right. Inhale back to center, arms up overhead. Exhale, take your fold. So this would separate the feet about hips with distance or even wider. Find a deep bend into the knees and take a ragdoll. So that could be pretty traditional with the arms, with the elbows clasping, with the hands clasping opposite elbows. You could take reverse ragdoll, hands behind the leg. If you want a little extra release to the neck, take a basketing of the hands and rest it right at the base of your skull. Then let's release the hands down to the mat and take a step back, high plank pose. You can always lower your knees down for a modified vinyasa. We'll go low plank, up dog, and downward facing dog. Let the left leg float into the air. Stack the hip, bend the knee, really lift that knee. And notice how left shoulder wants to open up. See if you can rotate that shoulder down, the torso down towards the mat so you get more of a twist at the torso where you want it. Now re-straighten that lifted leg and maybe lift your back heel to give you some space. Step left foot to the top of the mat. Try to resist stepping that the back foot forward. You want that back foot back, front foot forward, and take it all the way up, high lunge. So we'll start by opening the arms wide again like we did in that chair pose, and take a twist towards the left. Now as you inhale, come back to center, arms overhead, straighten the front leg, and then exhale, rebend and twist left. Good. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale and exhale. One more breath in. Exhale, twist and hold. So you're drawing that right thumb back this time to get broad in the front body. Lovely. And then back to center, straighten that front leg. Arms behind you, back heel stays where it is, but basket the hands. Good, a nice interlace. Send those knuckles down as you lift your heart as straight as you can through that front leg. Rebend into that knee. The arms can shift up overhead. And from here, you're just going to step that back foot forward and then cross it over the left one. So you've got your right foot in front. All 10 toes are going to face forward. So let's sweep the arms up overhead. Left palm to the ceiling. Right hand circles the left wrist, reach it up, and take your side lean over towards the right. So the front knee is the one that's bending, and the back leg as straight as you can get it. And then come back to center. You can rest hands at hips. So the legs are already crossed, but bring the feet closer to each other. We're setting up for that eagle pose, Garuda Asana. So you bend into both of the knees, cross tightly at the thighs, and then that right foot comes all the way over, tenting or maybe picking up. Arms cactus. Bring them in if you stay there, or you've got the right one dipping underneath the left one. Elbows may rise, arms press forward. On the inhale, we're going to find a lift. And on the exhale, tap. So a nice controlled bend. And just one more of those. Inhale and exhale. Pause. Unwind that top leg. Send it behind you. So you've got your warrior 3. Arms extend forward. Unravel the arms. Tent the fingertips down and step that left foot, or the right foot rather, all the way back. Left foot sweeps in its place, 3-legged dog. So all the way up, 3-legged dog. And re-step forward, left foot to the top of the mat. Come all the way up, high lunge on the inhale. And then exhale, warrior 2, back heel drops down. So if anything, go a little wider in the stance here. Front knee stacked over the ankle. Try not to let it collapse inward. Relax the shoulders. Then take a reach forward. Left elbow can come onto that thigh. Right arm up. And then reach it across and over. So we've done a lot of this side body. Resist the rotation forward and down. And really open yourself up towards the ceiling. Then return to warrior 2. Then we'll take a windmill down. Hands will frame that front foot. Pause. Come to the ball of that back foot and drop that back knee down so you're in your low lunge. Front knee is stacked over the front ankle, so you might need a wiggle forward. And then you can keep the hips low as you let the hands come to that left thigh. So you're just peeling your torso away from that front thigh. Furthermore, into the back bend, the arms can sweep back and basket behind your head. Really support the head and neck here. Press the head back into the hands. Keep leaning forward in the legs, but lift up and back to extend through your spine. As you come back to center, bring that right hand all the way down to the mat, left hand to your thigh, and take a twist as you sweep that left arm open and behind you. if you did not do it on the first side, you don't have to pick up that back foot again. Maybe you give it a little tap. Try to keep an open palm on that foot so the leg is doing more of the work. And keep opening yourself up in the twist. Then release, bring hands inside left foot. Left foot can take a little step to the side for your lizard lunge. You can stay on hands or walk it down further to elbows. I like to let the head go, even giving it a shake. Make your way back to your palms. Tuck those right toes under to lift that knee. And the left foot is going to sweep in the air again, three-legged dog. Now take an exhale to try to tap your left elbow, doing some core work. Inhale, three-legged. Exhale over to the right and inhale. Exhale left, inhale. Here's the exhale, right pause, and kick that leg off the side of the mat. Try to spin the right arm up to the ceiling. Back foot, right foot grounded, hips high, and then you can reach that right arm forward. One last breath. Now here's where we're going to sit down. So you could bring that right hand down to support you. You're going to keep the wide legs. You're kind of facing backwards, but we're just going to be here for one pose. Take that left foot, draw it into your right thigh, setting up Parigasana gate pose. Arms up, take your twist towards the left knee and drop that right hand down to the thigh. Inhale, reach up, and exhale, lean over towards the right. So the right arm can release from the leg and slide inside the right leg. And you're still just spiraling yourself open towards the ceiling. Come back out. Turn to face completely back. Straighten both of the legs. Give them a pulsing bounce up and down. Then you're going to roll forward onto plank pose. So the hands to the top, the feet back. You are facing the back of your mat. Pause here in plank pose. And then try to take 2 full breaths to lower all the way down to the mat. And then once you're there, untuck the toes, prop yourself up to your forearms, and you can make sure your face is right above your mat. So here's Sphinx pose. Arms are drawing back, pulling heart forward. And we'll take that half leg. So let's take the left knee out. Good. Keep the stack. So heel under knee, knee coming out of hip. Intend your left hip down, keep pulling heart forward. Now walk the left hand out in front of you and thread your right arm underneath. So you can really rest on that shoulder for a moment. Gaze might be underneath that left arm. And then allow that left arm to open you up in a further twist. So left arm opened all the way up towards the opposite side of the mat, and you really take that hip along with you. So you'll find one leg straight, one knee bent into your spinal twist. Gaze would be to the left. Roll yourself all the way onto your back, settle so that you are completely laying down, and then hug in. Wrap the arms around the legs. Take an extra moment here, side to side. Maybe curl the nose up towards the knees to get some rounding and length through the spine. And then we'll come forward to very final vinyasa. So the hands can place at the top of the mat again. Step back, high plank. Exhale, final chaturanga. Upward face, and then downward facing dog. can shift around here in this dog, similar to what you did in your very first downward facing dog. And then take at least a couple of breaths in stillness. And take a look forward, return to sit. And we'll come all the way down to your back. Give a wrap around, hug in once again. Hug the knees in. And let's find a happy baby to end class. So the feet can face the ceiling. Take a hold of those feet and you're drawing those legs down towards the outer edge of the ribs. You could rock side to side here. As you rock towards the left, you could try straightening through left leg. As you rock to the right, you can straighten towards the right. And then curl in, wrap around one final time. And then begin to settle into your Shavasana, your resting pose. Take up as much space as you'd like on your mat. You might take a final full breath in to expand through the torso, the lungs, the ribs, and then let it all go and rest. So I'm going to let you stay here and rest for a good amount of time. Let the muscles integrate the work you did. Let the body slow down, chill out, and simply just breathe. Take a deep breath in and let it go. Move around fingers and toes, ankles and wrists. The head can drop towards each shoulder as you release the neck. Reach the arms up overhead, stretch them for the back wall, point the toes forward, take a deep breath in and out. Wrap those arms around the knees one last time and take a light landing onto your right side. You can allow your forehead to come down to the mat as a way to seal in all of this energy and a way to close out your practice. And then roll yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Palms can rest lightly at the center of your body, an Anjali Mudra, a mutual sign of gratitude and honor and respect. We'll take one final deep breath in together, fill up. Exhale, let it go. The light in me honors and looks for the light within each and every one of you. So I bow my head and say, Namaste. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining in this class today. A big thank you to my husband Al for taking the class, allowing me to teach him with this funky ankle that I've got going on. So one of the biggest thank yous you can give me is a thumbs up and a subscribe on YouTube. I'll be back with more videos, maybe not as often this coming week due to a funny ankle. As always, let me know if you want any certain stretches or poses in the comments. See you next time, yogis.